Dan, the weather outside is frightful. It is. But man, am I feeling great today.
You're looking great as well. My goodness.
If you look good, you do good. And I feel good and everything is good.
Wow. Yeah, you're looking mighty damper over there. All cleaned up. Jeez, what's going on?
I'm going to have to replace all of the mirrors in my house because I've worn them out staring at my new haircut, Dan.
Oh, yes, that's what it is. Fresh cut. Looking good.
I feel like I've just lost 20 pounds of hair. It was getting long. I think if my hair got any longer, I'd start writing poetry or something.
Well, you're now going to be a little colder, though. I mean, that was probably a lot of insulation up there on your head.
Yeah. Well, I don't have as much hair as I used to, but I don't know. I don't think I'm like Samson yet, where you've lost all your hair and lost all your special powers.
Getting close, though. Getting close.
Yeah, boy. So I had we're in minus 15 wind chill. It's just freezing and windy. I had 2 deliveries this morning before my haircut. And that's just the power of being self-employed. I could schedule my deliveries around when I got my haircut. So I wasn't having to make a special trip. You know, I did 2 deliveries right around where I get my hair done at my beautician. And the first one, I wore my 2 coats today. That's how cold it is outside. My first delivery was inside of the guy's garage, so I knew I was going to be safe. The second one, I was backed up right next to her rack, but I forgot to put my knit hat on.
And, oh, no.
Yeah, I left when I was all done. I had to turn around and go back and get my left ear. It had fallen off my head and fell onto the ground. It was weird because I was listening to this lady talk and I'm already down the roads because my ear was laying in her driveway. It was terrible. I forgot, and it just snuck up on me. And right when I was getting into my truck, my ears were killing me. And I think, I like frostbit myself just standing outside. It's terrible out.
It is very cold. It's one of those days where if you inhale a deep breath, like your nostrils freeze shut. You ever have that?
Oh yeah, that's my indicator when we hit 0.
Yeah, yeah. It's
when my
cold.
nose hair, when my nose hairs stick together, it's 0 outside.
Well, that's good that you didn't get your haircut before the delivery, so you would have been even colder.
Yeah. Well, I have a very good relationship with my beautician. I've been going to her for a long time now, and I had texted her that I just had a feeling that the weather is just so bad out right now that she'd have gotten a lot of cancellations. And I told her that if she has any, I'm flexible. Let me know and I can get out there earlier, which she did, which was great because then that opened up my lunch and I could go to my favorite sub shop while I'm out in Boardman, Ohio.
Wow, everything just falling in right into place. Man.
Yeah. Well, everything was going great until I was buying my sub. So it's funny you said falling into place because I was paying for my sub and out of the corner of my eye, I could see the young man who was building my sub, and he was all done. He wrapped it up in a paper, like that butcher paper. And then he slid it into like their paper sleeve, with like their logo and stuff on it. And I saw when he turned, he knocked it off the counter and it fell onto the ground.
Uh-oh.
Not like the part that you eat, so it was wrapped in paper and then it was put into a paper sleeve and then that fell onto the ground. So I was wanting to be polite about it. And I whispered to the lady who was ringing me out. I says, so like the guy just dropped my sub sandwich on the ground. Do you think you could maybe put it into another paper sleeve for me? And she looked around. She goes like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Like she was whispering, I don't know. She didn't want to upset the cook or whatever, but I don't know. She did it. But do you think, was I out of line to ask for that?
Well, I think we maybe need to ask whether or not the 5-second rule was invoked. You know, if you drop food on the ground, you have 5 seconds to pick it up.
Uh-huh.
Still good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. When I look at the floors of some of these restaurants, I see botulism and salmonella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I would handle that.
Yeah. Have you ever had anything like that happen to you? Like, you're eating at a restaurant and there's like this gigantic hair in your soup or anything
Uh,
bizarre like that?
I have not. No.
Never?
Nah, not that I don't eat out a lot at restaurants, and I can't remember. I can't remember any time anything like that happened.
You don't watch television. You went to a one-room schoolhouse and you don't eat at restaurants. Dan.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the life of a hobbyist.
Boy, it is. Yeah. Well, I can't recall any specific hair and sandwich situations, but I did experience one of the most bizarre restaurant experiences ever. And this was also at a sub shop, different one, a couple of years ago. I stopped in to order a sub, and I'm at the counter, and the lady's taking my order, and whoever it is behind the counter is making my sandwich. So I'm just standing there, just waiting. So as I'm waiting, this guy, an employee, comes out of the bathroom, and he had a plunger in his hand.
Oh no.
Yeah. And he walks behind the counter, behind the lady who took my order, and he flips up the lid on the ice bin that's underneath their fountain drink machine, like that big tin door, like a
Yeah.
stainless steel door. He flips it up and he sticks in the plunger and he starts plunging the ice bin. There's nothing in it. And
Hmm.
I just stood there and I was watching this. I was like, that's kind of gross. So then he finished plunging. He goes back and puts the plunger back into the bathroom. And then he comes back out and he has a bucket of ice. He picks it up and he dumps it into the ice bin.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I told the lady, I says, when she gets my drink, I don't want any ice. I said,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I
that
was
is
thinking maybe it
disgusting.
was a different plunger for the ice bin, but if he went back to the bathroom,
Yeah,
oh
it was out of
jeez,
the bathroom. I saw him with my own two eyes. Came right out of
jeepers.
the bathroom. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of gross.
I wouldn't be getting a drink.
Yeah. So that's my if you ever have any friends that work at restaurants, they'll have some stories for you.
Ugh, jeez.
Yeah, they probably like I had one that worked at a buffet and he said I would never eat at a buffet.
Well, I'm glad I don't go out to eat much now after
Yeah.
the start of this episode.
Yeah, maybe you're on to something. Oh, yeah. Well, everyone out there, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Woodhounds. We are the number one firewood podcast in the world.
Oh yeah, yes indeed. And Joe, today I thought we could maybe dive into the inbox
Oh,
of
okay.
the Woodhounds and check out an email we got.
Yeah,
If you're up for it, I know you're looking good over there.
I am. And then if someone does want to send us an email, how would they do it?
They can email us at thewoodhounds@gmail.com.
Okay.
And that
Yeah.
is what Mike did. And he sent
Mike.
us an email and he just asked a simple question. He said, can you guys help out the brand new people with what type of splitter, chainsaw, and tools they might need to get started? He
Yeah.
thought that would be a good topic for an episode.
Okay.
So we can maybe dive into that a little bit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think we've probably discussed this in the past, but I have no problems with bringing it back up. And, this kind of stuff comes and goes from other episodes, And when I think about how I got started, I got what I called it. I got started with a poolin and a pickup. I bought a $99 poolin from Walmart, and my pickup truck, which I already had, and that was it. I didn't even split anything because it was like a 14-inch bar, and all of the wood that I could cut with that poolin would fit in the door of my furnace, so I didn't need to split anything to begin with.
Oh, nice. Well, so that's how you got started
Yeah.
making firewood. So maybe I'm wondering if maybe he's talking about getting started as selling or getting started as. I guess it really doesn't matter, does it?
Uh-huh. Well, I don't know. It probably does though, if you're selling or
Well,
making it for yourself. Yeah.
yeah, I
Because your
suppose
needs are
maybe.
your needs. So does he need to split it small or not split it at all?
That's
Um,
true.
but like every hobby, some say is expensive. I was always told, like running, if you're a runner, running is not an expensive sport. You just get a pair of shoes and you go. But like if you're into guns or solar or cars, it can get pretty expensive. But like if you want to be a firewood hobbyist or just, for your own needs, if you just want a little bit of wood for your fireplace in the winter, or if you need a lot, I guess that's eventually going to steer you towards what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess when he says help out the brand new people with what splitter to get,
Uh-huh.
I kind of go towards the. I mean, things have kind of changed. I would say in the last 5 to 8 years, kind of like what you reference all the time with like entering the golden age of firewood. I mean,
Yeah.
there's machines you can't really go wrong with a
No,
lot of the machines out there.
I agree. And there's a big variety of the price range, the ease of use, the type of wood it's going to produce.
Right.
If you're a professional or if you're a non-professional, or if it's something you're just going to use a couple times a year, there's a lot out there.
And even the entry level homeowner models, I think, offer, it doesn't matter what brand you go with. It just, I guess that would be the thing I would look at is how much wood do you think you're going to be needing to produce?
Yeah. And that's where still these log splitters, like I was just in Lowe's right around Christmas time, and they had a bunch of Craftsman log splitters sitting out front. And they looked to be like Troy builts, maybe, because, the companies will make multiple brands. So,
Yes.
like, it was just like an I beam splitter, like what you see at Home Depot or Tractor Supply, those county lines. So even those still serve a purpose. They're cheaper as a hydraulic splitter is, but they're also, well,
Slower.
if you if you want to get caught up on your sleep, the benefit is that you can sleep and split at the same time with those things.
Yes. And that's what I mean by if you need to split a lot of wood or you want to split a lot of wood, you're going to be spending a lot more time splitting that wood with something like that.
Yeah, but someone that doesn't need a lot of wood, that really doesn't even matter, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Just split the wood, and when it's done, you're done. The thing, though, that I always found annoying with those I-beam splitters, because I had one for a long time, is the majority of the time you have them, they're not being used, and they're just such a inconvenient footprint to put in your garage or a shed. They just take up a lot of space. And then you think, well, I'll just store it in the vertical position. But even then, it's just the hitch, makes the wheels stick far out wherever you need to walk around at all. It's just kind of inconvenient.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If you don't have
Um,
a permanent setup that you're going to just designate for that, if you're needing to store it, move it around, yeah, they do.
yeah,
They're kind of like clunky, maybe is the word.
yeah. So let's pretend that what Mike is asking is he wants to get started cutting wood for himself. Nothing crazy, just a couple cords a year. But he still wants to split it. And if that were the case, I would think, like an I-beam splitter like that would make sense. What I would tell him though is I would get the super splitter. Just pay a little bit extra for them. But like for a saw, even that's something he doesn't really need to go crazy on. I started
No.
with a Poulin, but the first thing I learned when I started with my chainsaws is that you never go out into the woods with just one chainsaw, because if it breaks down or you get pinched, and your day's over. So it helps to have two. And I don't think you have to go crazy with them, but even like your lower and like your Husqvarnas or the Steels, like the Husqvarna Ranchers, they're just better saws. They got better anti-vibe. Your hands aren't vibrating to death when you're all done. And the saw is going to last longer than something you get at Walmart.
Yeah. I would say I might disagree a little bit. I would say
I would say get an Echo.
you only need one saw. It's the 500i. Just get it. Don't worry. Don't look at all the
Yeah,
rest. Be done with it. Because the
yeah.
minute you buy the Echo, the minute you buy the Husky, you're going to be wishing you had that 500i.
Gosh, I was at a store that had one for sale, and I saw the price tag on it, and I just couldn't believe what I saw. Gosh, I can't believe how expensive that saw is for a
Well,
chainsaw. Gosh,
what does
that's a
that
lot
tell
of
you, though?
money.
What does that tell
You,
you?
you can buy a decent used car for what you would spend on a stinking chainsaw. Holy
Oh,
cow.
no.
Dan, if this guy's looking for something, I mean, look at an Echo, because they're good saws, 5-year consumer warranty. You can't beat that.
Right. And
Or,
it's, yeah,
just one of your lower entry level Steels or Husqvarnas. I think you can't go wrong.
yeah. It's the same as the splitter. I mean, you're going to put fuel in the tank, you're going to pull it, you're going to start it, it's going to cut.
Uh-huh.
Bottom line.
Yeah. I think that there are, like with splitters, there's a lot of good splitters out there. I mean, how much is expensive to you? Expensive to Mike might be different than what expensive to me is. you know, so maybe he will buy a 500i. But there's such a number of splitters out there that are now, I don't know, under 10,000. I mean, that's still a lot of money, for crying out loud. Because I remember back when I got started, I think I paid $1,500 for my Troy built, which was a lot of. I felt that too when I bought that. I don't know what they go for now, but like a super splitter is around 3,000. The Timber Ox is around 6. The Ultra and this Wolf Ridge 17 RS and the Timberwolf, what's that one called? The XP or something? The XL? I can't remember now. They're all like around between $6, $7, $8, $9,000. Or you could just buy a Fisker's Mall for 50.
Who? Yeah. If you don't have a lot to split, that might be one of the things too to put into the category of the tools that he asked about.
Uh-huh.
I would say
Yeah.
one of the main tools would be the log ox log hauler.
Yeah, no doubt. No
Definitely need
doubt.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing's great. Or the Hookaroon by Logrite. Can't go wrong with that tool.
Right. Yeah. There's another one.
Yeah. But like that, if it's wood that you're doing yourself, if you're going out into the woods and doing it, that's what I think the log ox, the 3-in-1 tool, got to have it.
Yes.
And that's
Definitely
a
need
tool
that.
you'll have forever. You'll use it forever.
It really does make a difference. Picking up, moving around wood,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And it does have now that does also kind of appear to have a high price tag on it, but worth every penny.
Yeah. It would be a good present from Santa, and you'll have it forever.
Yep.
It's nothing that's ever going to wear out, and it's the 3-in-1. You'll use all three of those tools. Yeah. So I'm sitting here, Dan, and I'm thinking, okay, if this guy is just doing this because he's bought a house with a fireplace, he just wants a couple cords a year. He's already got a truck. I would tell him, go buy yourself the Husqvarna 455 Rancher or the Farm Boss something something from Steel or the 390 PS from Echo. Get yourself a I-beam splitter from Home Depot and the Log Ox 3-in-1 forestry tool. If he's going to be a little bit more production than that, then look at your super splitter or one of those Rugged Maids or the Ultra or the 17RS or that one, my Timberwolf. What the heck? I can't think of it right now. And you're good to go. All of those machines will last forever. Maybe your chainsaw would wear out first, but everything else you can expect to keep that log splitter forever.
Yeah. And no matter how much, I mean, that's the thing is some people will try to put these log splitters in the categories of like, if you're only going to do a few cords or if you're going to do more than 20 cords, but you can split a lot of wood, like you said, with the super splitter. I mean, you can do it. It's just how much time do you want to put into that? And that's where I get back to like, how much wood do you want to produce? Number one, look at that. And then if you're going into like, the mindset of I want to start selling, I want to go that route, then maybe you need to look at a few different options. But another big factor in all of this is just like self-awareness of what you actually want to do and can do. Because and I don't want this to sound bad, but I think a lot of people out there might get wrong ideas about firewood through social media. And I think they really need to like just say, all right, what am I really trying to do here? And not get caught up in the social media glitz and glamour of people flashing fists full of hundreds on their thumbnails. And it's reality. You got to take a look at it and say, what do I want to do?
YouTubers with perfect haircuts in their thumbnail.
Right.
I know what you mean, Dan.
What is, you just need to, like I said, just take a little look and think, have some self-awareness as to what you really want to accomplish. Because you can do it with anything out there. And there's plenty of options out there. It's, I don't know. So that's my advice.
Yeah. I remembered the Timberwolf log splitter is the LS. So that's like a $10,000 splitter, but log lift, multi knife wedge on it,
Yeah, and then there's the Timber Ox. I mean, there's the Timber Ox, the RS, the Ultra. I mean, if you came to like the International Firewood Expo the first weekend of June, you'd be able to see the vast variety of log splitters, and they all will do the same thing. It just what fits into your wish, what you need, what you want to do. I don't know. It's pretty much endless possibilities.
And that would be a good entry level into the hobby, and you might realize you like it and you want to upgrade. You can trade your splitter in because they hold their value very good and buy a better one. Or you might think, this stinks, I want out. You could probably still sell all your equipment and get the majority of your money back.
Yeah, there's selling log splitters, surprisingly, is not very difficult to do.
Yeah. I sold my log splitter and got almost exactly what I paid for it. It was like over 15 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. I took good care of it too, but
Well, yeah, you hardly used it. I mean, it probably was brand
new. When I started with my Poulins, I didn't need a log splitter. When I upgraded to the Husqvarna 455 Rancher with an 18-inch bar, I was able to cut some bigger wood, but I still wouldn't split it because I didn't really cut anything that big. But when I got my Dolmar with the 24-inch bar, I could cut way bigger logs. That's when I realized I got to get a log splitter because this stinks picking up these big rounds and stuff. Yeah. So that was my evolution, was the length of the bar. So
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you just want to be one and done in the chainsaw department, you can get a splitter, upgrade it, keep upgrading. But if you want to be done with the saw, you know where to go to start.
Oh, gosh. God. Yeah.
Oh, my.
I would think a 50 cc and under saw for a beginner is fine.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think you'd be good to go. And I'm serious. The only tool they need would be that the log ox 3-in-1 forestry tool. Yep. Yeah. It's good reminiscing here of my humble beginnings. I still recall I had my 1977 F-150. Love that truck. And I must have hauled, I don't know, hundreds of cords in the bed of that truck. I got bit by the bug, man. All I could think of when I would drive to work, because I worked in Cleveland then, 1 hour drive every day, there and back. All I could think of was the wood game, I called it, because I was friends with these farmers and they would give me these trees that they bulldozed, and I couldn't wait to get home and get out in the truck and get my saws and all my equipment and go. Oh, I just loved it.
Yeah, and there's a good example of the situation kind of drives what you need. I mean, what if you're buying a triaxle load of logs that the biggest one is 12 inches in diameter, to your point? Then you don't need a big saw. If you're going out in the woods cutting down trees, you might need a bigger saw, bigger splitter. I mean, there's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps.
But if you got a lot of money, there's a lot of things you can spend it on in the firewood industry. But there are still a lot of options out there if you don't.
Right.
Yeah. But that's where you go. Hit up one of these trade shows. Especially if you live in Northeast Ohio, you can hit Hartville Hardware because they have a lot of these machines there that you can just check out. Or you could watch Back 40 Firewood on YouTube.
And then you will learn everything not to do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, the trade shows are good, though, because you can get that. You can kick the tires. You can possibly even run it. You can feel the levers, how they, how the height of them, the ergonomics of the machine. There's a lot of things you can do in person at like a trade show.
I experienced that firsthand with my processors because I just had in my head what I needed to get done. And so I bought the Dyna, but that was largely because of the price too. But then after running it, all I needed to have done was run it to realize what I actually want. And that's when I started checking out the other processors to get the features that were important to me, namely the positive log stop and an adjustable knife.
Yep.
Yeah. But, test driving it is a big deal.
So there you go, Mike. Hopefully that helped. And again, if anyone else has anything they'd like discussed, send us an email.
Well, I don't know. Do you really want people to give us more work?
I don't know. I'm worried that we might start getting emails on, hair products. What products do you use, Joe? What are you putting in for product?
My hair product is called a baseball cap. Yeah.
Sweat and sawdust.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. Well, thank you though for noticing about my haircut.
Well, yeah. I mean, geez.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm on top of the world right now. I'm going to go buy me a new wardrobe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Strut your stuff all over town.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, Dan. Well, what do you think? Maybe it's time to, I don't know, strike up the band?
Strike up the band it is. That is the time. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of The Woodhounds. We'll be back here on your favorite streaming service next Wednesday at 5 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and please, if you would, consider reviewing us and giving us a 5-star review. It does help, and that will allow us to better tell everyone out there to stay
Safe.
and spend
Your money however you want.
on firewood machines because that will definitely help you have
A great day.